So I'm sitting here just singing and thinking about a challenge that I'm having, and about how I am going to overcome. It is mainly regarding just completing something really big. I guess when this pandemic came, it kind of changed the pace of me being in my element in a certain way while getting on with this big project that I'm doing. I was making good progress, and then the pandemic came and it just everything upside down. And so I think there's certain things where no matter what it was, it couldn't get you out of your element, especially the things that you're deeply ingrained in and really know how to do, and you're not uncertain about how to do them. There's no amount of the pandemic having come that could change that about your life. Like the things you already knew how to do and were good at and were set in, the confidence to be able to do them. There's no amount of disturbance like what the pandemic did that can change your ability to do that, or affect your ability to do that. Maybe adversely anyway. Maybe in terms of how fast you would be able to do it, or how, but it would be a superficial thing that would be touched, and it wouldn't be a very important thing that gets touched about how well you're still able to continue what you do. You know what I mean? But if you're busy doing something that is a bit of a challenge, but is not undoable, but a thing where you needed a lot of support, project where you needed a lot of just reassurance, really, then it just really knocks you off your feet at intervals. And so I've been sitting here praying to God and just really thinking about how do I get over this mountain? How am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? And I just came back from walking, and the last bit of my walk is a very steep incline. And God said, you see what you did on that hill? It's a steep incline, it's a hard incline to climb, but you climbed it one step forward at a time. And it's difficult while you're climbing it, but as long as you don't stop, then you made headway and you made it to the top, where it was no longer an incline, but level ground. And then he also showed me here, an elephant, and he said, you chew an elephant, a big elephant, one bite at a time. Sometimes it's half a bite at a time, but as long as you are taking the bites and you are chewing the elephant, there's less and less and less of it than when you began. And I guess I'm encouraging myself, and I'm encouraging anybody who feels overwhelmed by something so big that is important, that you have to, that you have set your mind out to do, and you've reached a point where you feel like it's really hard. Do it one step at a time, half an inch of a step at a time, 1 millimeter at a time, as long as you are making progress. There is no deadline to, or I guess no deadline to when you can finish something. I know the world likes to do that, but I think in this time you just really need to practice grace towards yourself if you're going to be healthy, if you're going to be functional, if you're going to be graceful. You really just need to be graceful towards your own self and just do one thing at a time. So I just came here to share with you that and tell you it's not too big, just one aspect of it at a time, one bite of it at a time, one step at a time, one half a step at a time, one half a bite at a time. If that's what you can manage in a day, that's okay. But you're making progress, you know. And as I'm sitting here, the memory of my weight loss journey many years ago, well, it took 1 kg at a time, 0.5, 0.2, 0.3, but it was incremental. As long as I wasn't gaining 1, 0.2, 0.5, 0.7 in the way of weight gain, I was then losing it. Was it slow? Yeah. Were there times where it was rapid? Yeah. Each week, each day brought something different, but bottom line is I got to my goal and I was able to lose what I was able to lose. And back then for me it was the most difficult thing I had to do, but right now this is probably the most challenging thing I've had to do. Be yanked out of my element and still wanting to finish what I started and achieve just that, finishing what I started, and see that completed, and then to be able to see what completing then unlocks, the next that completing unlocks. So if you're going through the same thing, just remember, one bite at a time, one increment at a time, one step at a time, in the direction of forward, in the direction of towards the end of it, and you're going to get done. And in the meantime, along the journey, just be graceful towards yourself. Be graceful. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.